So let's talk about Social Security for just a second, because we're getting a lot more updates on this $200 per month boost, and I want to explain what you need to know regarding this $200 per month boost. Is it coming? Is it going to impact us negatively, positively, or what's it going to do, and why are lawmakers actually pushing for this? Well, that's what we're going to discuss in today's video. All I ask is if you can spend 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button, and let's get right down to it. Now, I want to share something with you that experts are looking into. And that is how and why Social Security benefits are being taxed. Now, currently, if you make over $25,000 per year, you would have to pay taxes on that benefit. Nobody wants to do that. $25,000 per year is not a lot of money. Let's just be frank. Let's be honest. It is what it is. $25,000 is not a lot. Okay, especially in today's economy. So what happens if you make over $25,000? Well, you would be taxed on that income. That is a problem, because if you lose 10% of your $25,000, that is $2,500 per year, you got to pay in taxes. Now, this is where some are saying that lawmakers like Bernie Sanders, they don't really understand that raising the Social Security benefit would actually hurt many people. And this is why some are saying that a $200 per boost or per month boost is not enough. It needs to be more, or leave it as it is. So here's what I can tell you. Somebody that's currently making or let's say they're right at that threshold of $25,000. Let's say they make $24,600. So they're $400 away. They're doing great. Okay, not doing excellent, but they're probably happy that they're not over that $25,000 threshold, because they would have to pay taxes. Now, if you add on an additional $2,400, that's $200 per month, here's the problem. That person would now be over the minimum of $25,000. Okay, because anywhere between $25,000 and $34,000, you have to pay taxes on 50% of your income. So let's say you make $25,000. Okay, let's say $25,001, right? You would have to pay taxes on $12,500.50. Let's say you pay 10% taxes, right? So you got to pay taxes on $12,500. So guess what? You got to pay $1,250 in taxes. Okay, that's your 10%. That right there is going to bring you, instead of making $24,000 or $24,600, it brings you all the way down an extra $1,200. That's a problem. This is a major problem. And as you can imagine, this is why some lawmakers say we need to get all the information. Because right now, and again, another major issue with Social Security is, as of today, about 10,000 people are retiring every single day. In 2024, the expectation is that will balloon up to over 12,000 people per day, an additional 2,000 people. So if we continue to push this $200 per month boost, how many people does it actually impact, and does everybody get it, even the people that are just now receiving benefits, or should this only go out to people that truly need it, that are under a certain cap, that make, and let's say under $25,000 per year, maybe they get an additional $200 per month boost, but at the same time, maybe the IRS has to change their code as well, okay, the tax code, so that people that are getting this benefit don't see it just come right back to the IRS. Again, it's a major problem. But this isn't the only problem. Here's another one. And this is why I bring this up, because again, a lot of people are pushing this $200 per month boost. Here's another problem. Why are lawmakers wanting to push this $200 per month increase? Well, according to multiple reports, it is because they've seen many needs. The additional income for fixed income households would really help, right? They say that the $200 per month boost is what is needed to make many of these lower income households whole again, because of the increased costs we've seen over the past few years. However, according to a new report that just came out this week, they are now saying that households are spending closer to $400 extra per month. This is for food and utilities and just basic essentials. That means that even a $200 increase, okay, this $200 increase right here, this is still $200 short. So yes, it's starting to trickle up, and oh yeah, it's doing good, it's getting close, but it's only about halfway there. Okay, so even though paying $200 per month in addition to what people are currently getting would help, experts also say it's only going to cover about half of what is needed to make them whole. So if we are to go up to $200, would it be better, and is it even possible to go up to $400? Well, chances are no. And so that's why some say that could be why lawmakers are pushing for it, but at the same time, it's not something that they are gonna stake their whole campaign and career over, because the likelihood is never going to happen. And President Biden knew this when he promised it. Now, the final issue. The expectation is that in order to ensure that Social Security doesn't become insolvent, we will need to see two things. We need to see tax increases to get additional revenue, and cost cutting so that we bring down expenses, or a mix of those two things. This is where lawmakers will need to work together to ensure that this can happen. But before this can happen, we need to solve the debt ceiling crisis first. Here's why this is somewhat good news. Again, we're getting closer. The White House and Speaker Kevin McCarthy were supposed to meet on Friday. That didn't happen. It got postponed. It's going to happen next week. But what I can tell you is that hopefully this means we're getting closer. There are reports that were saying that no, this is actually not true, that we aren't getting closer, that White House aides and Republican aides, they didn't have the required legislation or the idea or whatever that the other party didn't want, that the other party wanted. They just were too far apart, and so they thought, you know what, we're too far apart, there's no point in meeting on Friday, let's push it back a week. There's other reports that say no, that the White House aides were trying to figure out the legislation that could potentially work for the Republicans, and so they wanted to hold off so that they can fix and make some minor tweaks over the weekend. Now, we're going to see if that's actually true or not come this week, but I promise I will fill you in on everything that's going on regarding that. But the reason why that's so important is because once that is solved, which hopefully will be for June 1st, which again is just in a couple weeks, once that's solved, we can start working on the federal budget for fiscal year 2024. Once that is resolved, then finally we can see something for Social Security unless something else pops up. The one thing that we don't want, we do not want a short-term debt ceiling deal, because that will likely only get us to September. The other thing is we don't want to see the fiscal year federal budget get a short-term extension as well. Okay, or because if this happens, and again we've seen it happen before, where it gets gets pushed back 2 or 3 months to January of 2024, right? If we see this happen, then again Social Security keeps getting pushed further and further back, right? So that's what we know at this time. As always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all the latest news and updates. Again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.